Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be episode 154, and this is kind of going to be like a drive and rent. Alright, so we're going to talk about pretty much long-term investing and what your goals should be in terms of long-term investing and how you pretty much want to go ahead and achieve that. Alright, so for long-term investing, I always tell people the best way to do it is to automate it. A lot of people, they go, oh, when I get some money, I'm going to start, or when I get my tax return, I'm going to start. No, just start now. Look at some of the spending that you're doing and try to eliminate it. A lot of people, we just spend like crazy, spend crazy for no reason. If you were just to look at some of probably your daily spending habits and you were to eliminate those, you could save a lot of money. On average, most people probably spend, I would say, anywhere from 25 to 50 bucks, and I'm talking like a regular working class person, outside of gas. I'm not talking about like the necessary stuff, but like coffee in the morning, food at work, things like that. You could save a lot of money that way. Even if you're saving $25, and you're able to do that, say, I don't know, 4 times for the week, 4 days out the week, you're saving $100 right there. And you could take that and you could put that into an ETF, something like the SPY. If you don't understand, investing like that, or you don't want to be worried about watching a stock and buying certain levels, you could just buy SPY. Or if you want, you could buy something that's like tech oriented, like QQQ, but it's a little bit more risky, but it also has a greater upside. So when it's good, it's good. But that's the first step. Start eliminating unnecessary spending on a daily basis. Start tracking what you're spending, and then make a conscious effort to eliminate things that you spend money on that you really don't need. Then the second step is, once you start to have a certain amount of funds saved up, then start working on figuring out which stocks or which ETF you want to invest in on a regular basis. And then from there, I would automate it, so you could set it up to say, I don't know, take $5 out your account every day for QQQ, or you could do it every week, or whatever you prefer. All right, but you would start to automate that. All right, so that's one way. And the reason I always tell people do that, it's all about paying yourself first. You automate your bills, right? You pay, all these other companies are dipping into your bank account to take their money out, right? Well, you dip into your bank account and take your money out too, because you need to pay yourself. And it's really that simple. It's not rocket science. But the minute you start to automate your investments, it gets to that, set it and forget it level, as long as it's not something that's crazy that you're gonna miss. So don't put money in there that you're gonna miss, and you probably end up having to go back in and sell some of the stock or the ETF to pay a bill or pay down a debt or whatever the case is. So automate your investments. All right, so that's number 2. And number 3 is gonna be to upgrade your skills so you can earn. All right, so, and when I say upgrade your skills, try to learn one of the high value skills that are out there. That's easy. Something like real estate. You could get a real estate license. That's pretty easy. Another thing would be to look at probably selling something like life insurance, something that you could do on the side. Or if you have a decent job, let's say you're like a cop or you're like a corrections officer, those guys get a shit ton of overtime. Do some overtime. You know what I'm saying? Do some overtime. Instead of hanging out at the bar doing bullshit, pick up another shift, and that extra money that you get, just pretend like you didn't get it. put it into your investments. And over time, you're going to notice those things snowballing. Now, I'll hear some people say, oh, you know, I have a job and I drive Uber Eats on the side or something like that. You could do that too, and that's cool, I guess, if you're in a rut to like get out. But that's not really like a high value skill. So it's like you're slaving at your job, and then you're slaving at another job that's probably even more, I don't even know how to say it, but you know, that's probably not something that you want to do. You want to focus on probably keeping your job, and then on the side try to get like a high value skill. So one of the things when I was reading up about Charlie Munger, you know, he was a lawyer, but what he also started doing on the side was he started slowly getting into real estate, getting his real estate license, looking at properties, and he would go ahead and try to secure those type of deals in between working as a lawyer, and it worked out. So your second source of income needs to be some kind of high level, high skill job that's probably not going to pay you as often, but when it pays, the payout is going to be nice. And that's really how you're going to increase your net worth. You know, if you look at, you know, let's use the Jews as an example. You know, the Jews have this thing where they, you know, they get $1 and they break it up into 3. You know, the first third goes towards real estate. The second goes towards stocks or products that they could sell. So either in the stock market or something that they could sell. And then the other third is left as like cash on hand, meaning they want to be liquid. And the reason you want to be liquid also is when the deals come around, you know, which brings me back to my point of earning income, right? Another high value skill, which is trading, which you guys know that I do. And I'm not, you know, I'm not pushing the narrative of you're going to get rich trading, but I'll give you an example. Like today is, what is today? Like the 11th, right? The 12th, right? Today's the 12th of January. And since the month started, I only traded like probably 4 or 5 times, but I'm up over $1,000 already during that time frame. So 5 days, pretty much 5 days of trading, and I'm up like $1,000 and something dollars, almost 1,100 and change to be exact, somewhere around there. But that's, you know, money that, you know, what if I was trying to make that in Uber Eats, how much would I have to drive, you know? Or if I was, you know, doing some other job, that's a high value skill. So learn trading, you know, take your weekends, take your extra time and study the charts. You could chart on the weekend. You could chart when the market's not open. That's when you need to start looking at areas that was respected before and draw your lines, and then you look to see if it's going to respect that area again. But trading is another high value skill that you could use to increase your wealth. And if you do it smart, meaning you're playing with a cash account, you're not playing with margin and going crazy, and you're looking for small gains, you know, I usually tell the people in my chat, you know, 10 to 20%, you know, 30% if it's really, really moving, but 10 to 20%, you scalp, you in and out, that's good money, because that adds up over time. And then I always tell people, I say, okay, you don't think that's good money? No, it's not good money because so-and-so made 4,000 over there. Okay, go ahead. You could keep watching what they're doing. I am telling you what works. And what works is scalping. It's by far probably the most successful method of training, because you're in and out. You rarely get caught by any kind of crazy fluctuations. And when you do, you're not caught with your pants down, because you practice to go for small profits, and you only trade with a certain amount of your account, you know, 1 to probably 5% of whatever your account value is, 10% of probably whatever cash you have on hand. All right. But those are some ways that you could start to make extra money and use that money to then fund your long-term goals. All right. I hope you found this information useful, guys. If you did, please consider subscribing. I make new videos like this every day. dropping gems that you could use along your investing journey. Please go ahead and like this video, but more importantly, share it with a family member or friend. If you're interested in trading alongside me, I've created a group. The link is going to be in the description, and you could join me there. Thanks again for watching the video. Y'all have a good day. Peace.